YouTube, what's going on? Ishio's Finest, hosted by Mike. I just want to show you guys, you know, everything. It took me an hour to spread all this out. The way I spread it out, I am extremely exhausted. I'm not even on fumes. I'm on vapors of fumes. Obviously, you guys seen. Excuse me. I'm showing you guys this from another view, but as I was saying before, I got interrupted and interrupted you guys with my yawn. You guys basically saw, just stuff on carts and whatnot, how the auction was going. I most likely dominantly got the mass majority of stuff I wanted. There was a lot of stuff that was deviated from that, like as always, because when they have stuff posted, pictures don't do everything justice because there's way too much stuff to film, and a lot of the stuff that's in box slots, like this right here, would be considered a box slot. You have to like manually take your hands and go through stuff in order to see what's in what. So a lot of the times they might have stuff, and you're like, oh, I'm not gonna go. Then you find out later, oh, they had this and they had that because they'll be in box slots. They were selling toward the end. They were selling boxes of comics for like 10, 15, $20 a box, full of like 300, 400 comics. I was in my Mustang. My '05 Escalade is messed up, and my '95 Tahoe, I should have cleared that out and took that. I don't know why I didn't. I just thought about that right now as I'm verbalizing with you guys. Anyway, I wanted to show you guys one view of my stuff. Excuse the mess, because it's a mess. So let me go on inside and show you guys what's popping. So again, here is another view of my stuff. I'm exhausted, and I just wanted to get this out the way. I've gotten, I don't know how many other video game systems and other stuff, toys and stuff I've gotten over the last couple of months. I've been stacking up on mad stuff. Real quick, let me just go through the rundown. What made me want to go to the auction this time, being that I decided to start collecting video game systems again, is this bad boy right here. And some of these 25th anniversary GI Joes. There was three of the DVD box sets, but one was the exact Revenge of the Cobra, the one on the bottom right there. So I got 2 out of 3. They had the Rattler and the Pilot Weasel, but the boxers beat the shit, and I knew I was gonna keep it like that, so I didn't want to grab it. I had these when crazy going. I had every fucking 25th anniversary GI Joe. They had a lot of other stuff that went for crazy money. I wasn't paying attention, and this lady basically accused me of taking out the blob here and putting it in another box because she said she brought the box with the McDonald's toys and stuff in it mainly for the blob figure because it is a builder figure. But the thing is, I was the first one there. Surprisingly, I was the first one when they opened up the doors, and I was in there maybe about a good 10, 15 minutes, maybe even 20 before anybody else started showing up, as you've seen in the video. Now, people have the tendency of taking stuff out of one box. Again, this is a box lot. That's a box lot. This is a box lot. That's a box lot. Just to give you guys an example. That's a box lot. This is a box lot. So people have the tendency to take loose figures if they can fit in their hands and shirts, whatever, sleeves, whatever. They'll do that and they'll steal shit while they're bidding. And or what people do too is they take stuff, especially if stuff is next to other boxes. They'll take some stuff out of one box and shift it into another box. And I know when I first got there in the morning, I was looking at everything, especially box sets. And I noticed that they had Marvel Select and Marvel Legend figures spread out, loose figures. And they had very few but they weren't. They were the regular Toy Biz regular line. They weren't the Toy Biz Marvel Legends. So I know Marvel Legend figures. You know what I mean? And I knew that the vast majority of stuff were in two bins on a eight table difference. All right. So what they did, what I'm saying, what somebody did was they took out that Build-A-Figure blob, and of course, yes, he's missing his foot, and they put it in another bin to try to try to be slick. So when I won my bid that I knew the blob was in, I grabbed, even while the auction was going, I grabbed him out of the other box, and I put him back where he belonged because I knew where he was because again I was the first one there in the morning, and I looked at everything. And if you guys see in the first video, you see that. So they try to be slick, and the lady got mad because she bid on it because of that. And I think the stuff, the little box, the box she got was like $5 or $10. Then because I felt bad, I actually offered it to her. So I guess she felt funny and felt a certain way and decided, you know what, no, let him keep it. So I was like, fuck the bitch. At the end of the day, it is what it is. I hate to say it, but you cannot satisfy a lot of these white women out there. I'm sorry, it is what it is. I call it for what it was. If she was black, Asian, or Hispanic, I would have said the same thing. You know what I'm saying? But unfortunately, a lot of people are just cocky Caucasians who want to act funny, and I got no problem putting people in their place and saying shit for what it is. And if people don't like it, I don't know what to say. If you don't know me by now, you already know I speak my mind, and I say shit that people want to. That I say shit that people think. So it is what it is. Anyway, and she just kept looking at me like I smacked or spit or threatened her son or her daughter or something. So I just kept, saying. So I went up to her and said, "Is there a problem?" And she's like, "No, there's no problem." I said, "And you know what? I'd appreciate it if you stop looking at me the way you're looking at me. It is what it is. The shit was there." And I told her just like that. The shit was there early in the morning. You got a problem with it? Take it up with the fucking owners of the. So I said it just like that with the F word and everything. I got no problem. That's me. So she left it alone, and that was it. But anyway, I don't. What I'm saying? I'm very, very aggressive when it comes to auctions, and I'm not nobody's friend when it comes to auctions, man. Especially these estate auctions. Bodnars auctions is a cutthroat world. Some people, they know if I want something, I'm going to bid on it, and they know they're not going to get it or they're going to pay for it. So some people, they pave the way to be nice, and they're like, okay, if you want that, I won't bid on it, and blah blah blah. They always come up to me and ask me that. Over 70, 80 people do that because they know I'm like a pit bull. If I sink my teeth on a bid, you're not going to get it. If you do get it, you're going to overpay for it. And 85% of the people at these auctions are resellers. 15% of them are collectors. And I tell everybody, when it comes to somebody collecting stuff, you can never outbid a collector because a collector is willing to pay for something because they collect it versus a reseller. A reseller, you have an overhead due to the fact that you have to make money on the item. And that's the reason why some of this stuff I paid a lot more for because, again, I am collecting them. Like, for instance, the video game stuff, it was almost... like basically that box, that Genesis box, this box right here had the Sega Master System in. And again, this is one of the main reasons why I wanted to go. I really wanted to go just for this. But being that I knew I was going to be there all day, and then when I saw the 25th anniversary G.I. Joe stuff, and again, I was really targeting on this stuff. This guy here, I effed myself up. This is supposed to be some kind of Canadian whatever. I kind of messed myself up on this because again, when that lady was doing what she was doing, the same lady I was just talking about, and I was having a conversation with people while they were bidding, while they were starting the bids on these. They had about another 8 or 9, I would say 6 or 7 other ones like this, where they don't have this up here. They don't have the picture of the Crimson Guard up here the way it's supposed to be. But it wasn't just Crimson Guard, it was somebody else. This guy went for a lot more. And I thought I bid on him with the other ones. I didn't know I was individually paying $80 for him. But it's part of the auction. You don't pay attention. You slip. That's what happens. So I can't cry. I'm not the kind of person that cry over spilt milk. I know the rules. I've been here long enough, and I should have been paying more attention to what I should have been paying more attention to. So that was my loss. It is what it is. So whatever. These two guys, I think they were 60. These two Bionic 6 on card. They had another glove, but another dude got it. So you got Madam O and the glove from Bionic 6 on card. Bionic 6 stuff is kind of not as well. Bionic 6 are kind of like Silverhawks. Like Silverhawks and Bionic 6 are kind of rare. They always been like rare 80 toys because there's not many out there that survive due to the fact that Silverhawk. Did I say Bionic 6? Yeah, Bionic 6 and Silverhawks. Silverhawks were like a metallic, very hollow plastic action figures, and to find them on card is even more rare than finding them in the wild. And if you do find them in the wild, they're always messed up, and the paint's always messed up because again that they're metallic unless somebody really took care of them. And then the same thing with Bionic 6. Bionic 6, they're like G.I. Joe figures, but they're die cast, and the paint falls off very easy on these. Sometimes you take them right out even when they were brand new back in the 80s, you take them right out the blister pack, and you go to put them in an action pose or play with them, and as soon as you bend one of the arms or legs, sometimes the paint will peel right off of them. I've had that happen plenty of times because I don't know how many different sets of Bionic 6 I've had. So they are kind of hard to find in the wild. These two here, these went high. Like you have the Heroes on Rebellion, which is Padme, Luke Skywalker and Princess Leia's mother, aka Anakin Skywalker's wife, who fell victim to Anakin before he became Darth Vader. But you guys know the story. I think she was like $40. This one cost me like I think $1 or a little bit more. Her. Isla, was it Sakura or something like that? Like these older sideshows aren't as appealing as what sideshow do now, being that they kind of work in cahoots with Hot Toys a lot. I think Hot Toys do a lot of their figures and whatnot. I know they. Anyway, whatever. These two figures are basically, I would say, around $140 for both, $140, $150 for both of these. So again, these weren't pictured. This is just basically an empty Python Patrol G.I. Joe Asp box. Box is in pretty decent condition. Boxes you can always sell. So it is what it is. These here are old Mego, like I believe like, what the hell is it? I think Burger King type figures. Here you have an old Mego Hulk. This is another Mego figure. I think Jet Jungle. I never heard of him, but whatever. Then you got these 4 G.I. Joes here. You got this dude. You got Dial Tone, Mainframe, and Low Light. These were also in some of these boxes. I just kicked something. Moving on, we have here a boxed WWF Warzone. This box, along with that, a couple of boxes here. No, this box, and I think the Zelda, the WCW NWO Revenge box, and the WrestleMania 2000 box as well, was in another lot, another bin lot, and that had the big vinyl like 16-inch Hulk Hogan, and another wrestler that's new, and some other miscellaneous stuff, and one of the other guys I'm cool with. I was gonna bid on it because I wanted that and a Hogan, but I was like, you know what? I barely had room in my car for everything. I mean, when I say I had no room, and it'd have been hard to get that shit in. Let alone it'd have been hard to get a DVD, not a DVD, but a VHS cassette in there. So I was like, you know what? He let me have the empty boxes. We found out that the WWF Warzone was in there, so I basically owe him $10 for this because I forgot to pay him before I left. So you have the Game Boy Advance Masters of the Universe. That game is in there. Here, I just realized that this is a Nintendo 64 Star Wars Empire of the Four. Was it Shadow of the Empire? Excuse me. I didn't know this game was in here because it was. Damn, I don't know what kind of car that is, but that shit must be powerful as shit because that shit sounds sexy as hell. That just drove by. One thing about my neighborhood, man, it kind of reminded me of the 70s where almost every like I remember back in the 70s when you watching TV or you looking out the window or you playing a game or reading a book or looking at comics and playing with toys and you hear, I remember back in the day when I used to hear cars sounding like that, and it seemed like in this neighborhood, a lot of people have muscle cars, man, out here. A lot more people out here in Jersey seem to have more muscle cars than than the neighborhoods I was in New York. So this game was in there, so I'll probably give him another $10 for that. So I'm gonna give him 20. I'm gonna say, that wrestling, that Star Wars game did have a game in it, so here has another 10. I'm gonna do that because right is right. So again, we got this GI Joe. There's another set they made, the first set, which kind of collaborates with this Cobra set. It's the other GI Joe set where it has Duke and everybody in it. This is more of an 85 slash set. This is supposed to be more of the older whatchamacallit set. But I think they had another Cobra set to this too, where it had the regular Cobra figures. These guys, again, love that DVD series. I love the TV show series of that. So I had to get this. When I saw this, I was like, oh, I got to grab that. And I got to try to get these two. And if I can get this, and all of these. Again, it was other figures. It wasn't just him. It was Destro, Armored Cobra Commander, and the Sega Master System. I'd have been happy with just getting that stuff. But here it is again. I wound up with all this. They had game lots. There were 2 game lots that I didn't. 2 or 3 game lots I didn't get. One had two original PlayStations in there, and I think a PS2. But I really wanted that lot only for the PS1 controller, because the PS1 controller was crisp. And the PS1 has that beautiful white bluish tint to it. Just gorgeous color. And I wanted it for that. And I think the guy bid up. I think it went up to I think he paid 50 or 60 for it. And I'm like, damn, I can go to Unique all day and get the damn PlayStation, the original PlayStations and the PS2 for like 15 to 20 each and still pay less and get more shit with it. You know what I mean? So I thought that was crazy. But the other one he got, that one went for a lot. But again, I was trying to conserve because there was so many people there early. I just thought everybody was gonna be going crazy on the G.I. Joe stuff. Once it started hitting 2-3 o'clock, a lot more people start leaving. Because I guess they see what the price was going for, and I guess whatever they wanted was already sold. So it started fanning out. But, you never know. You never know what's what. You never know what's going to happen. You can't, you just don't know. If I knew that, I would have brought the other bin. But I think he paid I think he paid $145 to $165 for another bin, or another box that had it had some nice vintage games. Like it had a couple of the long black cardboard box PS1 games, some older PS1 games, some silk PS1 games. He had like one real decent Sega Saturn game. He had some good shit, man. But he said he's a collector. I think he's lying, because he was looking shit up. So then he turned around later and it slipped and he said, yeah, I'm gonna read. I think he said he sells or something. So I'm like, you're either a collector and or a reseller, whatever. It doesn't matter to me. I kept bidding up until I was comfortable, and he wound up getting it. And, he was happy. So as long as he's happy with it, that's cool. Because at the end of the day, whatever. So I think there was about 3. I think there was about maybe 3 video game box lots I didn't get that I was interested in. Let's put it that way. 2 to 3. Anyway. So here we got this Transformers Universe 25th Anniversary Optimus Prime. The box is beat to shit, but the Optimus Prime is actually in there complete. So I will be doing something with that. Box is shot, so I don't need that. Then here they threw in this G.I. Joe Locust. Technically it's nothing but a tan. It's basically a tan Dragonfly helicopter. I don't think lift ticket is in there, but I could probably, this I'll sell. I'll take this out to the market Saturday. You have here Transformers Risk. I'm not into board games. I already got too much on my plate, and that's the reason why I keep selling off my collections, because now I want to concentrate just on maybe I would say miscellaneous genre. I think it's better to concentrate on miscellaneous genre than just one or two or three genres, because then it just goes crazy. Here you have the Smallville, the complete Smallville set. I am a huge Tom Welling fan, and I love Smallville. Some episodes are better than others, but I just love it. I think I paid. Somebody bid me up. I was the first one to bid $10 on it. Then somebody went 15, and I was like, okay, I'm going 20, and I just kept my hand up. So once people know, most people know once your hand and once your ticket is up, and you keep it up, it's just like at the regular storage units. People know, okay, his hand is up, and once they get to know who you are, they know that if they do win a bid, they're gonna really pay high on it. You know what I mean? Some people don't give a shit and they'll take a risk just to bid you up. So it's all about the game. It's all about the games of time, of knowledge and time on who gets stuck with what. And anyway, I did get that. There were a lot of banging ass box sets. But again, I was conserving my money for a lot of different stuff. I know I paid 20 for that. The Transformers Risk game is brand new still, but it came in again. A lot of these box sets, it's like some people buy sets. I mean, well, buy lots. Excuse me, just for one or two items. And the Smallville set was by itself. This Risk Transformer thing came with something else in the thing, just like you see all these plush teddy bears and stuff. That's just basically all free crap. That's why it's here. This always happens. This is a casualty of war. There was a lot more, but I threw a lot of them away because I couldn't do nothing with them, and some of them were dirty. This thing here, I think I paid 25 or 35 for one, and I think I paid 45 to 65 for the other. These are kind of cool. They are the DC superhero girls. They're both the Katana figure. One is Katana by herself, and the other one is Katana, and it's signed by, I don't know why it's signed by different people, but it is signed. It's the same figure here. As you can see, there's both box sets. Okay, that fell out. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Oh, hold on, let me close that so you guys can see. So yeah, so you got these. Two of them, and all this stuff came from one collector. Their whole toy and comic thing was one whole collector. They said, I think the stuff came from Minnesota or Midwest somewhere, and it was a tractor trailer full of shit, and it was all one collector. So this person, whoo! Once this lady's gonna be happy with her check. Now, that much I can say. I know it was a lady because I was informed. Then earlier I told you guys that there was a Zelda game. Upon looking at it, I got psyched out. I've seen this in GameStop plenty of times. I think it's more like a water canteen or something, which is kind of stupid, considering how much water can this thing hold. So it's like, whatever, it's gimmicky. So I'll probably just hang it on the wall or do a piece of art with it. So I'll do something with it to collaborate me getting back into my video gaming. So that's that. Speaking of it, while I'm in this box, I swore there was more games than this. I don't know if I forgot or left some shit. Cause like, if I'm not mistaken, my car is empty. And let me tell you something. Not only do I find the '05 body Mustang better looking, bigger, more beefier, and more aggressive looking than the 2010 and 14 models. Now, when I say 14, the 14 model goes up, I think, to 2019 or 2020. The 2010 model goes up to 2014. So they did that for 4 years. It was the 2010 to 2014. Then in 2014, I think, to 2019 is that beautiful body, but it's so small inside and out. And then you have the '05, the '09 body, which is the body I have. And let me explain something to you. And of course, thank God I didn't take nobody else with me, but I was extremely comfortable in my car driving with all this shit. Yes, all this stuff fit. And not to mention, I have a huge subwoofer in my trunk. The Mustang, my body Mustang has a huge fucking trunk. So not only do I have a big subwoofer, a bazooka tube, whatever you call it, in my trunk, But mad stuff fit in the trunk, and all this stuff fit in my car. Back seat and trunk. All of this fit in my 2007 5.0 Coyote engine Mustang. Anyway, moving back to this. I thought I did have more games in this. We have PlayStation 2's Resident Evil Code Veronica. We have Masters of the Universe, He-Man, Defender of Grayskull. That's actually sealed, brand new. Do you have 2002? You have PlayStation 2 Legends of Wrestling, PlayStation 2 TMT, PlayStation 2 SmackDown vs. Raw '06. I have that game already. PS2 WWF SmackDown Just Bring It. I think I have that one as too. Brand new PlayStation 2 Catwoman. Original Xbox Simpsons Hit and Run. Original Xbox Hulk. Original Xbox Sealed. Burger King exclusive Sneak King, as well as Big Bumpin'. They both sealed. But these two are for the 360. Excuse me. Then go back to the original Xbox. You have Star Wars Episode 3. For the Wii, you have G.I. Joe Rise of Cobra. That's also sealed, brand new. PlayStation 2, you have Tomb Raider, The Angel of Darkness. For the Xbox 360, you have a copy of DJ Hero 2. For the Wii, we have Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. For the Wii, I'm sorry. For the PS2, Marvel Alliance. And again, for the Xbox 360, we have the other Burger King exclusive, which is Pocket Bike Racer. Then for the original Xbox, again, we have X-Men Legends and Star Wars Battlefront. Now, moving on to the original NES, you have Tecmo Bowl, Football, Cobra, was it? Something Cobra. What the hell is the name of this game? My site is terrible. Twin Cobra. We have WWF WrestleMania Steel Cage Challenge. Back to the Future 2 and 3. WrestleMania, I believe, Royal Rumble. Super Mario Brothers and Duck Hunt. I'm sorry, I'm over here, so I'll be showing you this. My bad. Right, then we have for the Nintendo 64, we have Rampage, Gauntlet Legends, Star Wars Rogue Squadron. Hold up a second. Did I see that game? Did I see the box on? Oh, okay. Yeah, the box is right there. Boom. So that's have the box. May not be complete, but it has a box. We have Nintendo 64 Sub-Zero. For the Super NES, we have WWF Royal Rumble. This person was a huge wrestling fan because they had a lot of shit that's wrestling. And ironically, I got a original Game Boy yesterday in red, white, and blue, and it came with Super Mario Land. And here it is. I get another one in here. That's that stuff. We got some miscellaneous wires here. Game Boy Advance. This is another reason why I paid what I paid for one of the other video game lots, because now all of a sudden I'm seeing these go for a lot, and this is almost mint, immaculate. I see a lot of these, the regular Game Boy Advances going for crazy money now, on even on Facebook Marketplace. So I was like, you know what, I want to start getting these as well, because ever since I started collecting, this is the first one I got. I always come across them in different colors, but ever since I started collecting certain things, I don't see no more. This Dreamcast generic controller. We have, it's an adapter. I just got to figure out for what system, but I don't know. It might work for something. We have here generic Mad Catz. What the hell you call that thing again? The GameCube controller. I know these two were in. They were in a controller lot, and I paid a lot for it. I think I paid like up to $60 or $80 for that. The 3DO controllers are expensive. They're easily around $30, $35, $40, $45 loose. Because 3DO is like one of those systems that's kind of hit or miss, and it's just hard to come by. Here we have a PlayStation 2 generic performance Dual Impact 2 controller. Here we also have an Axis Fighter Stick V, which is for the PlayStation original, and that is the PlayStation license piece, so that's a keeper. Then here we have a black GameCube. Again, I had one. I sold it right before I decided. Well, actually, I already decided to keep. I would collect my video game systems, but I needed extra money for other stuff, and that brought extra money. So I said when I get another black one, I'll keep it. So this is a keeper. So those 3DO controllers is a keeper. This is a keeper. That's a keeper as far as this section go, and of course the Game Boy Advance. This Nintendo is basically gonna be sold. I'll probably sell it with one of the I don't know which one of the zappers, and one controller, or I might do two. I don't know yet. This Super NES, it's yellow. It's not in the best condition. I just got to wipe both of these systems down. So I will be getting rid of this with the generic controller, and I'll keep the regular Super NES controller. Here we have G.I. Joe. I actually, just like everybody else, I thought this was brand new sealed. But if you looked at my first video, you would notice that when I was talking to one of the workers there, I realized that this is open. But still, no, love G.I. Joe. And I don't even know what's in there. Now I think about it, I didn't even look at it. Why the fuck? Oh, yeah, that's right. I didn't look at it because I thought it was brand new. Okay, woo. It's in there, and it has the plastic. So that's good. Here is a Sega adapter. Looks like it's for the Sega 2 because you have that yellow port there. Then here we have the Sega Master System, which again, this is one of the main things that got me to go to the auction. So all I gotta do is wipe and clean this down real good. I just gotta watch that crack in a hole. It's funny because when I collected my video games, when we first moved here, I had my video game collection. And my other Sega Master System in the front here, somewhere around here, was busted. It worked, but it was busted. So it seems like I could never get. And I think I've only owned like 4 Sega Master Systems in my whole life. And I don't think I had the box for any of them. I always got Sega Master Systems loose. Because, you know, back then it was hard paying. I mean, you know, paying $200, $250 for a system when it was almost unheard of back then. You know what I mean? And of course, the original, I'm gonna say the original GameCube, the original Genesis, that's also a keeper. Because the Genesis I have is the Model 2, which is the one right after this. So now I have both models. So again, being that I came here, went to the auction, I got these two. So you got 1, 2 systems, 3 systems, and that control stick are going to my collection, along with some games here. All the 64 games, probably about 3 or 4 of the NES games here, of course. All this is most likely going to be upgrades, or not upgrades, keepers. Then you have all these Marvel Legend figures. It's a long video because I'm going to explain to you guys what's going on. Maybe you guys be happy, like it, whatever. Again, well, I did explain to you the situation, so I'm not going to be repetitive there because I do happen to do that a lot. Here we have the Ragnarok Hulk. We have, forgot his damn name. I mean, you guys know who these guys are. Some are Marvel Select figures. Okay. I don't remember what I paid for him. The Locust was part of a lot. This stuff here was going toward the end. This is some kind of Cobra vehicle, but it's more of a newer Cobra vehicle. You do have G.I. Joe file cards here. We have Ali Viper, Beachhead, Cobra Officer, and these are the old original ones. We have Charbroiled, Fast Draw. You have Footloose. We have Spearhead and Max. We have Freefall. We have Monkey Wrench, which is a Dreadnought. We have Chuckles, which is the G.I. Joe Undercover Officer. Arrow Viper. Windshield. These are all file cards, so these definitely I'm keeping. We have here Norgahide. What a name, even for a Dreadnought. Downtown. And what's this tan one under him I can't get to? Damn. Laser Trooper, Flash. That's another one here. And we have Destro. So this is just miscellaneous crap mostly. This stuff here. This dude, I'm guessing he's Star Wars related, maybe. All right, we have a G.I. Joe here. I think he's one of the night. No, he's a newer G.I. Joe. We have a Jawa. Some other G.I. Joes. We have here one of the Star Wars troopers. Another Destro. And this is basically one of those bins. I like this G.I. Joe hat. This is definitely from a convention, 93 convention. That's a keeper. That's going to my collection because I actually, have some 1/6 scale of these. Going to this box. Let me keep this stuff out the way since you guys already saw it. We have Titus. Now, this Asian dude was upset because he was bidding. A lot of people were getting upset with me because I was outbidding them. It's part of it's just how shit works. But Titus was in here. There's a couple he is missing pieces, but there's a couple pieces in here. I actually had to pay, I think I paid $40 or $60 for this bin, just for Titus. And this one Asian dude kept bidding up and he got mad. Then he told somebody else, oh man, well, wow, he paid a lot for it because at the end of the day, it's missing pieces. Then he asked me later, oh, well, so I forgot what he asked. And I said, it's kind of funny that you talk shit about me behind my back, but at the same time, it's all right for you to come up to me and be friendly with me and talk to me, right? So he looked at me, smirked, and then walked away. I just shook my head. That's how I am, man. I don't like fake funk. I don't like fake fucking people. I just don't. And please don't be intimidated and think that I'm not a friendly person to get along with. I just don't like bullshit or bullshitters, friendly extorters. I'm a New York dude. We don't play games, and we don't, New York people are very uptight. We're very upbeat, and it's just like, being where we come from and being how we are, we just don't got time to tolerate BS. That's it. These two I paid $15 each, so I'm $30 into these. Let me see how many cards are here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. So there's 23 here. So basically I paid $15 a box plus the 15% premium. So if I sell these cars, I basically break even. So that doesn't make no sense. Isaiah loves Hot Wheels, so I'll let him go through them and see which ones he wants, and he wants them all, I'll let him keep them all. It'll probably be better off doing that because, again, I paid $15 for each box, and they're both, I don't even know if this one has fucking 27 in it, but whatever. This thing here, I think I paid 20 or 25 for that. That's the DC Collectibles Batman action figure box set. I always like that. It comes with the old man Joker as well as Batman, the female version of Robin, and then Superman. Then I got these two Supergirls. I always see these real cheap, but I got them because I'm gonna open up the plastics and just put them in bins with other stuff. I'll probably wind up the box is kind of beat up, but I wind up keeping that Walmart exclusive Marvel Legends Hasbro Cable and Marvel Girl